Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video from El Garage Creativo. Today I'm going to show you how I built my CNC Plasma machine, and I'm also going to share all the project files so you can build yours step by step. I also want to use this video to announce that channel memberships are now available. The idea behind memberships is to collect a small monthly contribution to see if I can hire a full-time industrial designer. That would allow me to accelerate development and release more open source machines, like fiber laser cutters, metal benders, and other equipment that I currently don't have enough time to work on. With a steady monthly income, I can bring in a dedicated designer so that together we can release more plans, more projects, and even convert great community ideas into open source hardware for everyone. This Plasma project is part of our Open Hardware initiative. All designs are released under the GPL license, which means you can use them, sell machines based on them, modify them, or improve them freely. To download everything, go to our website, click on Projects, and then select Plasma Half-Sheet CNC. There you'll find all the machine specs and, at the bottom, several yellow download buttons with everything you need. Full electrical diagram. Bill of materials. 3D model and Fusion 360 format. Step 3D model for any CAD software. Custom Mach 3 configuration. Custom Mach 3 plasma screen set. Everything is 100% free, and we don't even ask for your email. Many websites make you enter your personal information just to put you into a sales funnel. We don't. If you ever want something from us, you just buy it directly from our store or support the channel through memberships. Now let's get started. The first step is to buy your material, then clean it with soap and water to remove grease so you can work comfortably. Next, cut all the material and start assembling the table. After that, we weld the legs. These legs are originally bolted, but I welded them to make the structure more solid. Once the legs are in place, we install the mounting tabs. These are made from 2-inch flat bar and are extremely easy to install. Next is the electronics enclosure. I built it using 1x1 tubing. It's a small cabinet where the electronics will go on one side, and on the other side we'll mount the plasma unit. Thanks to the magic of editing, the enclosure is now painted and ready. To protect it from water, we cover it with aluminum sheets. I cut them on the CNC router, but if you don't have one yet, don't worry, you can cut them with a grinder or any manual method. Now that the table and electronics enclosure are ready, we mount the enclosure underneath using the support tabs we welded earlier. The next step is the electronics. This is the electronics kit we sell on our website. It includes everything you need for the plasma machine, including the THC. If you pay a little extra, we can ship it fully assembled and pre-wired so you don't have to deal with anything. The THC included in the video is a newer model we will start offering, an improved version of the PROMA style unit, and that's the one I'll be installing today. I was originally planning to install the PROMA THC, but right when I was about to do it, a client called me and he will probably take it. So instead, today we'll be testing this other model, which is a little newer and includes several improvements. Since I already had it here, we're going to use this one for the build. Before installing anything, I always like to check that every cable and every connector is correctly placed. It's much easier and far more comfortable to do all the wiring work here on the table, where everything is accessible, instead of struggling inside the electronics cabinet later on. So I already finished all the wiring that can be done outside, and the THC is connected as well. This THC mounts using the side holes. An M6 screw goes here in the center, and that's how it attaches to the electronics drawer. I already placed the drawer inside the table. It simply slides in, and then I applied 3 or 4 small welds so that it stays completely rigid and doesn't move over time. Now I'm going to install the aluminum profiles, one on each side of the structure. They use a simple M8 screw, so it's quick and easy. After that, we'll install a reinforcement bar right in the middle to add more rigidity. Before moving on, let me show you the mechanical kit available on our website. This kit allows you to assemble your plasma CNC extremely quickly. These are the Y-axis carriages. This is the X-axis carriage, where the main profile slides through, and this is the entire Z-axis assembly, which is the one that holds the torch. All of these components together form the complete mechanical kit. Since we already finished the table, assembling the kit takes very little time. Fabricating every piece on your own is slow and requires a lot of work, but if you buy the kit, you can accelerate your build dramatically. Still, if you download the plans and have the tools and experience, you can absolutely build it yourself. Here is our progress so far. The mechanical kit is installed with the gantry in place, and the electronics kit is mounted underneath the table. Next, we need to install the rear drawer to route the cables with a drag chain, and another small drawer either on this side or the other. We also added 2 more mounting points where the belt tensioners will go. These tensioners attach using T-nuts, so it's important to leave those T-nuts in place to be able to fasten everything later. Thanks to the magic of editing, the drag chains are already installed. This is a modification I made for this machine. I used thicker chains that open up to allow the plasma torch hose to run inside. This eliminates the need for an external support arm. Instead of having a separate arm that holds the torch hose, now the chain carries everything cleanly inside, which improves durability and makes the movement smoother. The belts are the only thing missing for now, but they're very easy to install. While I was organizing the cables, I took the opportunity to cut the front cover on the CNC router. I also printed this small part you see here. Cable management is not my greatest artistic skill, but I did my best. Some people can create true works of art when it comes to cable organization. Mine is not perfect, but it's neat, it works well, and that's what matters. The motors are now connected and the wiring underneath is organized. With the cables ready, we can move forward. Now I'm going to install the front cover and mount the THC inside. The cover is already attached and the THC is installed as well. Here's how everything looks inside. It's all coming together nicely. Now it's time to place the computer in this space. This is the computer included with the electronics kit for those who purchase the complete package. It already comes with Windows installed and fully configured. The only thing left to do is load the Mach 3 configuration profile. Once that's imported, I'll probably need to invert one of the motors or adjust a couple of signals, but these final tweaks take only a moment. For the mechanical part, the only thing left is to install the belts once the computer is connected. Connecting the PC is very simple: parallel port, USB, power, and that's it. I already placed a monitor here, although the machine is very close because I only have short VGA cables. I'll get a longer one later. Now let me show you the axes working. I configured the M3 output so you can see both signals operating at the same time. Everything moves correctly. Here's the Z-axis movement, and the gantry is also moving smoothly. I still need to install the pulleys on the motors and mount the belts, and then the machine will be very close to completion. Remember the T-nuts we left installed at the beginning of the video. Those T-nuts are for the belt tensioners included with the mechanical kit. Installing them is very easy. The tensioner holds the belt and allows us to apply the correct amount of tension. I'll install the belts and show you how everything looks once they're mounted. While installing the belts, we're also going to take the opportunity to square the machine. I use a laser for this, but you can use any method you prefer. The laser runs across these profiles and forms a perfect 90-degree reference. Once everything is aligned, the front belt tensioners help us pull the gantry until it meets the wheels on both sides. This ensures the machine is perfectly squared. This CNC does not self-square automatically like the woodworking CNC we built using Linux CNC, but the process is very simple. These components are more affordable, so this manual squaring method works perfectly. We just make everything meet before powering up the machine, and once it's aligned, we're ready to begin the movement tests. In the next part, we'll continue verifying motion, checking the torch height control, and preparing the machine for its first cuts. Step by step, everything is coming together, and we are getting closer to having the Plasma CNC fully operational. Here it is. This is one of the biggest advantages of having a very lightweight gantry. We can move extremely fast with the machine, achieving excellent accelerations while using very simple electronics and a very modest budget. Because the axis is so light, the motors don't need to work hard to move the structure, which makes everything smoother and more efficient. Of course, we can also move the machine at slower speeds whenever we want more controlled and gentle movements. Now everyone, I'm going to proceed with the plasma installation, and we're going to do a small test cut in just a moment. Before making the test cut, we needed to check one more thing, the THC. Down here I have the THC set to demo mode, test mode, and when I turn this knob, the Z-axis should move accordingly. Here I'm rotating the knob, and as you can see, the axis moves up and down. This confirms that the signal is being received properly and that the THC is functioning as expected. Now let's test the torch trigger. With the F5 key, we're going to double-click so the torch turns on and off quickly. If everything is wired correctly, the torch should fire. So let's cross our fingers. There it is. The torch fired correctly. Mach 3 recognizes the activation, which means the wiring is correct, the THC is responding, and all the electronics are talking to each other exactly as they should. We tested the THC, the torch trigger, and all the machine movements. The only thing left to test is the probe input. When the probe touches the metal, a small indicator light should turn on. Go ahead and activate it a couple of times, 2 or 3. As it activates, the little light labeled digitize should turn on and off. And there it is. That tells us the probing signal is working correctly. We do all of this inside the diagnostics window to verify that Mach 3 is receiving every input properly. Now that everything is ready, let's move to the next step. Here we have a sheet of metal, 20 gauge steel. I would have preferred 22 gauge since it's thinner and easier to handle. After cutting the profiles and assembling everything, here is our water tray already finished. We just need to add a bit of silicone around the edges, both on the top and bottom, to ensure a perfect seal. Next, we attach these round rods. These rods will support the flat bar slats that sit across the tray. These slats are what hold the material we're cutting. The ones you see here are simple flat bars that I previously used on another machine, which is why they look a bit rusty. I'm just reusing them. Some people like to sharpen the tips of these slats into spikes to make them look fancier, but I personally don't like doing that. If I ever lean on the table or accidentally place my hand there, I don't want to stab myself with a spike. And honestly, sharpening every piece takes extra work and doesn't add any functional benefit. Flat slats work exactly the same. With that done, the machine is almost finished. Now I'm going to fill the water tray and we'll be ready to start our cutting tests. I've already added water to the tray, and you'll notice it looks a bit green. That's normal because there is a powder we add to make the water highly alkaline. This helps reduce rust formation. It doesn't completely eliminate rust, but it slows it down significantly. It also prevents algae from growing and keeps mosquitoes from breeding in the water. which is especially important for people living in hot climates where mosquito-borne illnesses like dengue can be a problem. This powder also prevents bad odors and slime buildup. You can find it on our website. Just go to our store and look for plasma table fluid. It's listed exactly like that on OpenCNC.mx. Search for Fluido para mesa de plasma and it will appear.